this is the new what is that everybody loves saying that a couple years the new norm. I hate that shit, but this is the new Two Brothers Comics norm right here. What we're gonna do tonight, just no more content. We'll just go live every now and then and see
See,
what happens.
on the list.
We don't have time for this
No,
shit anymore.
no, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make a
At
comeback.
least the reason I don't have time for it anymore is because of more comic book stuff I'm doing. You just don't give a shit anymore.
Yes, because I am not
Wait.
busy with other things in life.
Oh, I thought you were talking
You're
about me.
no, you're still doing. You still have all kind of comic book shit you're doing. Nick has
Oh
left the
my
hobby in
God.
the dust.
I just
Oh,
bought a big old statue. I don't know what you're talking about.
you better at the very least still come to Charlotte because I'm
We
trying.
barely got him. We barely got him to show up for one day last year when he was still semi interested in comic books. Do you think
Two
he's going to
days.
show up this year?
Well,
I
hey,
should
I'm
go
I'm
get. I should go
I'm
get the statue, shouldn't I?
yeah, you should.
It has not left my dining room table because I have
If you
no clue where I'm going to put it.
I told you I didn't know where you're going to put it. It's literally life size Hulk hand. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like 3/4 of my body length.
yeah. So what I'm probably going to do, I just built a record or like a record stand, right? To hold the record, to hold the oh, what do you call it?
Oh yeah, you've been busy.
No, I did this
He,
4 weeks ago. But
he's
yeah,
too busy with
it's
records than to do comic book stuff.
the amp, the records, all of that. So it's real nice. I got to finish it though. But what I'm probably going to do is I have nowhere to put all these board games I just got. My office. Ooh, that camera's probably going to fall. I literally, it's holding on by that much. Anyways, but all these board games we have, I have nowhere to put them. So I'm probably going to have to build something. What I'm thinking about doing is building something whole, basically put my manga in, but in the middle of it, kind of have like a cutout. Think of it like a cube shelf with like the top of a cube missing, and that's where I'm going to build in a spot for the hand. Let me go get this thing because it's wild. It needs to be shown.
I'm interested
I'll
in
be
these
back.
board games.
Don't feel bad though. I haven't read manga either.
Wait, why would I feel bad about your shortcomings? I really am trying my hardest to make it to Huntsville this year.
Hell yeah.
I think the selling point is that I'm telling Liz that I'm gonna get Bandit and Chili to say my kids' names.
I don't
Sorry,
know who those people are, but
that's Bluey voice actors.
Yeah, you 100% should.
what is Bluey?
Like
Most
the greatest
popular kids show
cartoon.
in all of existence.
Did you say the greatest?
Most popular, but also the greatest.
It is the greatest. It is pretty good.
I mean,
Okay then.
we watch it.
Yeah,
daily.
I've got my list of shows that I'm going to this year has doubled from last year easily. It's ridiculous. Like I've got between April and March, I'm going to like 7 or 8 shows.
Oh man, I'm jealous.
I was supposed to be in New Orleans this weekend, but Amanda's got to have a medical procedure done, so I've got to be here with her for that. But I mean,
Uh-oh.
I had
Everything okay?
yeah. I mean, I had a ride, I had a hotel, I had a dealer badge. Like I was set. I mean, it was going to cost me $40 for the hotel room for the whole weekend, $60 for a dealer badge, and I was ready to go. But
What
I'm
show
going to be
was
at
it?
New Orleans Fan Expo.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's any good or not, but I knew a bunch of people going, and some of the guys in my group that we go to shows and kick ass together. They're going. So a couple of buddies of mine are setting up a booth, so I was going to get badges, but it was a no go. But I mean, hell, I'm going to Toy Hio, C2E2, Lexington. There's another toy show going on in in Chicago the weekend of C2E2 that I'm going to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huntsville, Heroes, Fan Expo, Knoxville, Atlanta, Heroes. I may try to get out to Dallas. Because 50 grand ain't gonna make itself. I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you I don't buy another fucking book for my PC this year. I am done. January 1, bought the only PC book that I'll buy for the whole year. And God,
Oh.
I don't even, I mean, hell, I don't know if I'll even keep that as a PC book. Shit, man, because I was looking at it, dude. Like, even as a 7.5, there are only 16 copies on the planet higher graded.
That's if they weren't swapped by the
No, this
wonderful
is in a Gen 1 case.
encapsulation company.
Yeah,
that
this
so
is in a Gen 1 case, so
you
don't have
said
to
it's
worry
number
about that.
20?
Yeah, but if I hit an 8.5 in it, then there's only 9 copies higher. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'll probably end up putting it in our super show we're doing in April, but it'll be a look but don't touch price probably. And then somebody will probably buy it, just like they did my Batman 227 signed by Neil Adams. I put a look but don't touch price, and somebody bought it. I got like 30 something books I got to send off this coming week,
Dang it, man.
and I've probably still got 60 books for customers. I ended up having to just like I had to bum rush through some of my stuff this week because I got to get it out and get it back before a show in April, and I still got like 60 books, and then I probably got 20 people sitting in the waits just waiting for me to put up the announcement to send the books. And I mean, yeah, I'll be slap full again. I got one guy, the guy that sent me that Hulk 181 8.0, I bumped to a 9.0. He lives in Canada. He doesn't even tell me anymore when books are coming. He will buy a book from a seller on Instagram or Facebook and give them my address. And the books come straight to me, and it says it'll say have my address and my name, and it'll say for JP. But I mean, this dude sends me probably 45, 50 books a month like that. It's crazy. But he's cool though, man. I love the dude. I mean, he's the guy that he was down here on business, and we went out. He got a big steak dinner, and I mean, hung out for a while and talked for like 4 hours. I mean, he's cool. But I was just like, first thing I ever did for him was that Hulk 181 8.0. He don't know me from Adam. Doesn't even get it in hand first. Has the Facebook guy send it straight to me. I was like, okay.
That's hilarious.
So legit question. This has been swirling around in my head. Are you nervous at all about sending books in to get graded now in the next couple weeks, thinking that they're going to be a little bit harsher and more strict on it to sort of make up for?
No, because they've been great. They've been grading like shit for a year solid anyway.
CGC is horror shit. I mean,
there
honestly,
is one grading tier that I have any belief in at this point. Modern is trash. Vintage is trash. Unlimited value is mega trash. High value is the only place that I feel comfortable sending books in and getting a fair grade. Everything else, all the other tiers have been absolute butt water all year long. Modern has been an absolute shit show for. Dude, it's. I mean, modern tier has been an absolute shit show.
That's what you come up with is butt water.
Mm-hmm. And fuck a
How
pre-stream.
would one describe butt water? Is it like hot dog water, but instead of hot dogs, you boil butt?
No, that's what you.
Just
that's
saying.
what you put hot dogs in.
We should probably start the live stream at some point.
It's already started.
Oh shit! Is people watching?
Going for 10 minutes.
Oh hell! I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah. So what up, Blue Hellion? What up? Hold on. What up, Bleaker? Shop.
Sorry, guys. I didn't know anybody was. I didn't know we were live.
This is literally
Much
hosting
less
this.
that anybody would be watching us. I mean, but pre-screen, dude, is absolute the most trash that I have seen CGC grading in I don't know how long, dude. If I told you the amount of books that I put in a 9.8 pre-screen that they denied, and then I literally just I don't even press them again because I'm like, y'all are full of shit. And I don't even take them out of the bag. I leave the denied pre-screen 9.8 sticker on the fucking bag and send it right back in. And just a regular non pre-screen modern, and they come back 9.8. I'm like, I literally just left the sticker on here telling you how stupid you guys are if you grade this a 9.8, which you should. I mean, hell, I've got, where's it at? This. You know how many pre-screens this book right here has been through for 9.8 in the last year? 7. 7 pre-screens, and it got rejected on all of them. I send it in just as a regular modern grade because I'm like, I want to see what grade y'all do give it because I can't. There's no way it doesn't hit a 9.8. Hit a 9.8 first time. Like, y'all are so stupid. Most of those graders up there ain't got the sense God give a sack full of hammers. I swear to God.
Well, CGC ain't got the sack full of sense God gave a shithole or whatever you just said. I mean, I didn't realize, dude, this had been going on for decades, hundreds of books. I thought it was like, oh, a guy.
Oh, are we getting into that now?
No, I just was making a comment. Like,
no, yeah. I mean, I'm good to get into it. I mean, I talked with Josh and them about it and last week, but I mean, I'm all game.
So, Justin, you're because I know Dustin, is going to be opinionated on it, but I want to hear your opinion first.
Where to start? After seeing the list, it seems to me like what CGC did was.
Hold on. Sorry. I just skipped to the bottom of the list. Dude, there's an X-Men 141 signed by Stan Lee. Signature Series 9.8 on this list. How the fuck did that happen?
Oops.
This dude was good if he pulled that shit off.
Well, people fake Stan Lee signatures all the time from whatever.
Yeah, but how are you faking the yellow label like how does that even work?
I don't know, but I'm going to. Well, he probably frauded a Stan Lee signature, pulled one out that he already had, and then just resubmitted it.
Yeah, but what is the benefit of that? Is what I'm saying, because then you're still stuck with a Stan Lee signature that's not certified.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, how did he make this? Where's the benefit of the book swap in that? Or did these guys just put out every book that this guy ever had graded?
That's what I think they did.
Yeah,
I think after looking at the list and seeing the number of yellow label books that were on there, I really think that they were just to cover their bases. They just went with every single book this person submitted.
Probably. I mean, it's a real head scratcher.
Cut your losses and snap that thing out of existence.
So, have you guys heard that the owner of CGC or the former owner of CGC and a few other people have been found guilty or being investigated for fraud around the collectible market?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna pull it up and do some digging while we're chatting and get y'all's opinions on it, because it was very interesting what I read, but I don't want to speak to it, too much without knowing. But go ahead, Justin, your opinion on it after the list.
Yeah, after the list, I think to me, it seems like it's pretty clear that they're covering their bases and just saying, all right, any book that this person submitted, we got to get rid of. Like, we can't take the chance that something from this person's submissions is good, or you know what I mean. So to me, like, if you look at the list, you can clearly see the ones that he's probably done this to. And I'm saying he because I'm assuming it's a him.
Holy shit! Did you guys get into the ASM 300s and 9.8s that he submitted? There's got to be.
I haven't even seen the list. I didn't know.
Dude, there's got to be over 50 ASM 300s and 9.8s that this dude hit. Got to be over 50.
I mean, this dude wrecked CGC's trust factor. They
No, he didn't.
wrecked
No,
the census.
Do you really think, and this is what I talked about on Josh and Alan's show last week, do you think, number one, like I've said before, the when you look at the grand picture and amount of people who collect comic books and submit to CGC, and you take and you pull apart the portion of it that is in tune with what goes on Instagram and YouTube, and we'll even say Facebook.
And the CGC
It's about like
message boards.
it's about probably that big.
Oh, I'm sure it's
Probably
a small
about that
percentage,
big.
but again, those
And
people that know,
then you take, and you could probably cut that in half, and then pull out the half that could give a shit what's going on because they don't care. They're going to keep sending the books anyway. And then you're left with probably that many that are actually taking into account what's going on and saying, maybe I shouldn't send books to CGC, or maybe I don't trust them anymore. There's not CGC is a juggernaut that cannot be stopped unless they are shut down by law or something at this point.
Whoops. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm gonna say, I think that the only way people would lose trust in them after this is if it's somehow found out or determined that it was an inside job. To me, I think that's the only way that like really affects people's opinion of them.
Well, I think I get what you're both saying, right? And what I'm saying is people already, just like you said 5 seconds ago, Dustin, their grading is not consistent. Half time it's horseshit anyways. So people already don't trust it there. But again, they're not the only ones that are like that, right? It's, and then like for me, for example, absolutely, like there's no trust factor really left with CG between the insane, random grades they assign stuff, this issue. But again, who else am I going to use? If I want any real value to hold for any of my books, it's the only option I have, whether or not I trust them or not, but it's just wild to me though, that this can go on. How many times does somebody rehold or something over and over and over again before you're like, man, this guy is really shitty to his comic books. Maybe there's something squirrely going on here. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they get paid to grade the book. They don't get paid to look at the books you've submitted previously.
I guess it just seems like, man, at some point, where's the red flags at, right? So I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you submit a book and they pull it up and look at your history and say, oh, you've actually done this 20 previous times with the same book, sure, then that's going to set off the alarm bells. But they don't look at that information.
I just counted 104 CGC 9.8 Universal ASM 300s on this list. 104. Holy Santa Claus shit. And then he's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 36 ASM 238s. One of them was a Canadian price and one of them's a Mark Jewelers. And how many of them ain't got no tattoos?
Yeah. Or missing a
Let's see. What did I say? Did I say 38? Did I say 38?
Yeah, I think.
Well, that's an even number. So, I mean, there's a good chance that 24 of them ain't got no tattoos in them. But this is the thing.
Don't actually have a Mark Jewelers.
Well, there was only one Mark Jewelers in there, so that one was probably legit.
Yeah, it's
and one Canadian price variant. But this is the deal, and I have done videos and talked about this. Like this guy, he did the deed. He is definitely the bad guy in the scenario, 100%. But the only reason that he even had the capability to do this is because of us. We're the ones that decided that the only fucking thing in this entire.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
This is the only thing that matters right here in this
CGC is
entire
the god
hobby.
in comic books.
That number and that name is all people care about, to the point where this guy was able to just, he was like, well, shit. I mean, they're not going to open these up and look inside of them. I mean, they don't care about what, all they care about is it's in the case. It has the name. It's got the label. It's got the grade. Like,
It's wild.
I
Man.
mean, you know, and I'm throwing myself in that category too. Just like that Jurassic Park #1 I pulled up. Like I said, I knew the whole time I had that book, raw as hell, that's a 9.8. Same thing with my Amber Chrome Jurassic Park. I knew it was a 9.8. Didn't have to send it in for anybody to tell me it was a 9.8. But what did I do? I sent the motherfuckers in because I wanted the label and I wanted the number so I could put it on my Instagram and say, "Ha ha, fuckers, I got one and you don't," because that's what this is all about.
I am looking forward to the Netflix documentary that will be created because of this. It's gonna be awesome.
Dude, I want to have my own comic book Netflix documentary. That'd be cool. But I want it to be in a positive, like, good light, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously.
So let's. I'm just gonna put this out there. So this guy is smart enough to figure out a way to do this. He's figured out a way to get around the system and cheat it. And do we really believe he used his real name and address on his CGC submissions?
Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
Come on.
How long's he been getting away with it without getting caught? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's set up through it. That's. I hope he does get caught because of that.
If that ASM, well, the thing is like, his Instagram name's been put out there by the two guys that originally started the whole investigation thing and putting this out there. The guys that actually noticed what happened put his Instagram name out there on their first video, I believe. They put his eBay out there. And so, I mean, the guy had no intentions of getting caught, obviously, because he did it for who knows how long. He slipped up he didn't slip up, I guess, because he was using the same scenario to do them all. But I mean, you know, one guy having to catch one book and that unfolded the whole thing on him. But I mean, if that book hadn't have sold for so much, if that 252 had not sold for so much, nobody would still know. Nobody would still know. And here's the other thing. There's so many people that are so caught up on little things like value stamps and tattoos that they will completely dismiss the fact that CGC could have possibly missed it and not know. And it's like they said on there, you know, do you really even want to know if some of the books in your collection are real or not? Like, if you spend a large amount of money on these books, do you really even want to find out if your shit is real or not? Or do you want to just keep living the lie and be happy and knowing? You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, I'm glad that 95% of the books that are in my collection, I owned or I bought raw, or I cracked open and worked on them. Like, I don't even buy a book anymore if it doesn't look like I can work on it. If I can't crack the book open or buy it raw and work on it myself, I don't even buy it. Like, I don't care what it is. I can't, it doesn't get me as excited anymore. I have to be able to find something I can put my hands on and I can work on, because that just adds another something to it for me. Like, that's my book. I made that grade. I did that. And but I mean, it's just the whole thing of, like, all these little things that, you know, we put all this value on, like the Mark Jewelers ad and the newsstands and shit like that. We put all this value onto these little things like that. And it's like, but look what's going on now. Like, how was it all that? Was it really that important to spend $15,000 on it because it had that one little ad inside? I've always thought that shit was crazy. Now I'll buy them, I'll press them and clean them, and I'll sell the hell out of them, and it'll be legit as hell. But I'm not paying that much extra for it.
Well,
Not for my collection.
What probably happened there was someone didn't have they didn't have like the high grade in the first appearance of someone, and they were probably like, "Oh yeah, well, is yours a Mark Jewelers?" And then that's and it probably just escalated there. So it probably started way back when with someone trying to make themselves feel as equal or as important as someone else.
And I get it. And I mean, and it's not like at this point with the way the hobby is that it's legit now. Newsstand price differentials are legit. Mark Jeweler price differentials are legit. This book right here.
Well, first off, you don't have to tell me that. Like, I've benefited
because
from that.
Has an extra. Because this has an extra quarter for the price stamp. This book is more valuable than the one that doesn't. I mean, and I use it to my advantage. I got this book right here. Very last issue of Transformers, 9.8 newsstand. There's never been a recorded sale of a 9.8 newsstand ever. Last issue of Transformers and the 9.8 directs, they go for like $500-600. I wouldn't let that one go for less than $1,200. I mean, a Transformers #1 direct, I don't know where it's at now. It was around like $1,100, $1,200, but a newsstand was like $2,600. Well, 80 is way harder to get your hands on, even in a direct, than #1 is. So I'm like, double the price for a 9.8 newsstand. You're not going to find another one to get your hands on. From what I've been able to uncover, there may be 2 other copies on the planet, but that rarity of that barcode, it means stuff to people. And to some of, there's some books, maybe, it does hold some legitimacy to the rarity and stuff. But then you get like Black Cat, first appearance of Black Cat, everybody goes nuts about the newsstand. It's like, bro, the direct version is the one you want in that because it's less than like 4% of the whole entire thing.
Yeah. Did I ever get my Hobgoblin book back? I just thought about that when you said Black Cat.
What Hobgoblin?
I bought his first appearance from grading.
Oh, I don't know. You need to talk to your boy Larry about that.
I just thought.
I don't think you ever did. It's been 2 years. There ain't no way it's still a CGC.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no way.
I gotta go upstairs and look, and if not, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate scenario, but when you get into these kind of hobbies and money gets to be that involved, and it gets to be that type of prices, and he used all the right books. I mean, look at the books he did with 181, New Mutants 98, ASM 300, ASM 252s, Secret Wars #8s. Some of the most the highest graded copies of comics on the planet, and so that they would get lost in the mix. I mean,
yeah, I hear what you're saying, and the point that I would like to add to that is I didn't see any DC comics on the list. Did you?
I saw somebody say something about that. There was a couple
really?
apparently, but not many. Yeah, there was a couple apparently, but not many. But I mean,
wait. I'm sorry. The very first book on the list was a DC book. It was like, what was it? Adventures of Superman or something? Yeah, my bad.
I had somebody make a comment on my Instagram when I posted that 9.8 first appearance of Ra's al Ghul that I hit, and said, "Oh, I hope this isn't one of those books that was cracked and scammed." And I'm like, homie, the 9.6 label is sitting right there on the slab in the picture, #1. And then I just sat there kind of steaming for a minute. And I'm like, I'm gonna wreck this guy. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the high road. So I just left him the most gangster comment I could. I said, hey man, I promise it ain't. I don't buy 9.8s. I make them. Boom, bitch.
I can't find the list anywhere.
Well, to be fair, so did that guy.
Well, yeah, I
Where'd you
guess
guys
that's
find
true.
the list at?
Go to CGC's homepage, go to news, and it's the first article.
I hate their new logo. It looks like shit.
Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to turn the live stream on my iPad so I could actually see if people were commenting and watching. Well, there's 9 people watching still.
What up,
Well, there
Warlord?
was. I don't know if there still are.
Oh, wrong button. Share screen. Okay. Interesting. Oh no, he done frigged up an AF-15.
Did he really?
ASM.
It doesn't mean.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many of each is there?
Just one, but still.
Yeah. That's that's why they've got to be just putting every book on the list that he ever submitted.
Well,
Yeah,
so my
'cause
thoughts are though, whoever owns this book now, I mean, unless somebody just doesn't know, like, there's no fucking way I'd buy this book.
How's it fabricated?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Explain to me the scenario where that book isn't legit, though. There's not a scenario where you can come up with that book isn't legit. There's only one on here.
See if there's pictures available for it.
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Oh my gosh, Nick.
You copy the cert number, go to the certification authentication part of their page and put it in there, and it'll pull it up. And depending on when it was graded, there will be pictures. But there's no positive. There's no place where he comes out making money fabricating something like that, though. Cracking one open and slipping another one in, like why would you crack open? Like you would still be stuck with a non-certified signed book.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he's just really good at being a thief.
No, you could. Now you're just doing your facetious thing where you're just trying to see if you can get me to be upset about something. But
I'm saying, like, okay.
But what I'm saying is there's no scenario that you could possibly come up with where that would even make sense. Everything this guy did was calculated and it made financial sense.
Okay, so
he's not stupid.
There are images for that AF-15 signed.
Yeah, I got it pulled up here.
Oh, sorry.
Finally.
I got tired of waiting and just decided to do it on my own.
Oh, you're fine. Damn, I want that.
Where did he sign it?
On the back.
Oh, okay.
Shitty ass signature. Look how.
Oh, and it was signed, and it was a New York Comic. Oh no, never mind. That's a Spider-Man logo. I thought it was New York Comic Con. I was gonna say shit. They had a New York Comic Con label back then.
Okay, so
well, hold up though. Hold up. If you see the new label,
that's an old Spider-Man label. That's an old Spider-Man label. When did it show that one was graded?
2018.
Grade date 2018.
Yeah, so I mean, he probably sent it in for when they came out with that label, because wasn't Stan dead by 2018?
No, it says he signed it in 2018. Damn. Yeah. So he signed it 1/14/18 and then died November of 18.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean that's my thing. Like, he would have had to have a 6.5 yellow label signed by Stan Lee in order to do what he's been doing. He'd have had to have a 6.5 Stan Lee Signature Series book. And to go with what he's been doing with everything else, he would have had to take like a 5.0 that was signed by Stan Lee or fabricated signature, even, you could say, and then swap the books. Well, then what does he do with the one he pulled out of the 6.5? Because he can't get it into a yellow label anymore. So at this point, he's just lost money. Yeah, but he's lost money at that point.
Not necessarily. I mean, say he sells this one for a shit ton of money, and then
you're not. Yeah, but
I mean, I totally get what you're saying, Dustin, and I agree with you 100%. The only way that he's making money is if he submits it to CBCS at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could, but I mean, at that point,
But that's a lot of work just
and he's not really making much that way
that,
either.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah, because at that point he would make more money to just send the lower grade raw copy to CBCS and keep his higher grade.
Mhm.
You know, he would still stand to make more money that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's why all of the signed books are legit.
Yeah.
I hate the fact they won't release the person's name.
Give it time. We'll find out
how
during
can
that Netflix documentary.
Yeah, I don't think legally they can do that. I mean that.
I don't know why they couldn't. It's like, hey, if you bought a book from this person, you need to double check.
That's why they just released this list.
Honestly, though, I mean,
Okay, Nick. So they released his name. Okay, the guy that just bought that ASM 252 for $15,000 that's not legit takes said name, finds out where the guy lives, and kills him. Now who's on the hook for that? That's why you can't release his name.
CGC did not go pull the trigger or stab him or whatever.
But if they release his name, you know as well as I do that legally CGC is going to have their ass handed to them. Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Work. How?
100%.
How? They're not putting the guy's personal information saying, "Hey, he lives at this address."
It's no different than when you have someone who is involved with, say, a murder crime, and the police don't release.
So much different, and they do release names.
When
the suspect is so and so.
No. I'm not talking about the suspect. I'm talking about the person that is the witness or the snitch. They don't release that name, and if they do, it's after the trial and after ever.
This person,
because you're not going to put
or a witness. This person,
right,
is the person
and they also
the crime, just like they would in a murder case. So and so.
But it hasn't. And if it gets to a point where the law's involved, which they absolutely will be, because he has committed so many felonies, it's insane. He's committed felonies across state. He's committed. Oh, dude, do you understand how big of a felony it is to sell fraudulent items through the U.S. Postal Service?
They got people burning Wendy's down in Atlanta and giving them a $500 fine. Okay.
Well, that's true. But we're looking at we're looking at a lot of different federal offenses and felonies over state lines. Using the U.S. Postal Service is not something that they play with. This guy there's potential. This guy could be in a lot of felony issue over this. And at that point, then yeah, maybe they will release his name. But that would come from, the police or whatever. CGC can't just I'm sure that there is some binding thing between customer and CGC that allows them not to share your personal information. And unless there's something in there that says, unless you fuck up and scam people and we find out about it, then we can release your personal information. I mean, I'm not trying to side with the guy, but I mean, there's still a process you have to go through. You can't just throw the guy's information out there and then hope somebody doesn't go to his house and murder him.
Hey, shouldn't be doing stupid shit.
Because if you stole $15,000 from me, I'm definitely going to cut your head off. There's no doubt about it. I will find you and I'll cut your head off. I mean, that's a lot of money.
He might get actual justice due to him.
Well, if he does, it'll be
fine. He'll get or something stupid.
Well,
I'm trying to see if anybody on the message boards has, because there was the Instagram name at one point, and now people won't even name the Instagram name.
Well, and I think I know at one point his Instagram was public, and then when all this happened, he went private, and I don't know if it's still there or not. I don't even remember what the guy said it was. You can go to that 9.9 newsstand guy, whatever the channel was that those guys were on, where they started talking about it. I think in their first stream, they actually they mentioned what his Instagram name was,
and then his eBay name too, right? That's what he did it to.
Yeah, I've got his.
Where did he
Well,
sell
yeah,
the book? Where did he sell that 252 through?
eBay.
eBay.
All this shit went through eBay.
See, some
All
of
of it went.
the
He posted some of them on Grails,
yeah, I saw that.
but I don't think any of them ever sold. But see, even there, like you can't hold Grails accountable.
No,
What the hell are they supposed to? They can't inspect. What are they going to crack every
look,
slab? People were
and
trying to
they're
like
going to
jump on
guarantee the book,
Grails.
and they have a guarantee on their book. So it had
I don't know
like
if
when I
Grails
saw.
does or not. I don't know if Grails
Okay,
has a guarantee. I know Elite does, but Ali, they have had no business with. They
yeah.
did no business with this guy at all anyway. So Elite's still the best place to buy comic books on the
Did
planet. Just throwing it out there.
do you know? Did he ever approach Elite to sell on there?
That I'm not sure. That I'm not sure. If I was doing some sketchy shit like that, and I had even a small perception of the person that Ali is, I wouldn't have tried to fuck with him. Like I just wouldn't. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was he was the DA, over there where he lives in California for a long time. Like I wouldn't fuck with that dude. I'm not just saying that because he's my boy, but I mean,
Can you search on GPA Comics for cert numbers?
I don't think so. You just have to kind of go down the list of books that sold, and that's how they caught it, because they went and they somehow they did search a cert number, and I don't know where they did it, but they saw that book had sold like a month before for like $2,500, and then like a month or two after is whenever it sold for 15,000 under the same cert number, and that's where everything started getting fishy, and the guys started looking at the pictures of the books, and they were like, "Holy shit." And this is where we are now.
The only way I could think to do it would be to pull up all of the sales and just do a Control F.
That's what I'm about to do with 300. I
What is
figured out
that?
a really good.
What is,
Find.
oh,
You do that
okay.
on a web browser.
I don't know how all that works.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm still paying for this. You guys are getting a great use out of me.
Well, I'm using my own login.
Oh well, that's stupid of you.
Oh, okay. So Russell said that he did try to sell with Elite. But I mean, even if he sold with Elite and Grails and actually sold books, I mean, they you can't hold it against them. I mean, I know the type of person Ali is. He would just give you your damn money back, But
Well,
at this point, they don't
that's
have
like-
to, because CGC is going to take care of it.
Okay, do you hold it against eBay?
No,
So then
exactly.
why would you hold it against the consignment?
Because people are just cocksuckers, man, and they just want to. They can't find this guy's face, and they got to have a face to be mad at, so they use whatever they can. Okay, Ali turned him down.
Yeah, I'd be interested in knowing if Ali turned him down just because he was getting like a weird vibe from him. You know what I mean?
Who knows?
Like he was
Who knows?
fishy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he didn't have anybody that they knew that could vouch for him. Because I mean, you gotta have, if you wanted to sell with him, Justin, you're good, because I can vouch for you. Jeff can vouch for you. Ali can vouch for you. Like we know you. We have hung out with you. You bought $15,000 book from us. Like, we know you. You're good. But if that wasn't the case, and you didn't have a bunch of references that were reputable, then he's not gonna let you sell anyway. Yeah, Tony Fix, absolutely. That's what I said earlier. The portion of people that are actually even aware of what's going on is so minuscule. Like, it seems like a very big deal here for us, because this is all anybody wants to talk about, and all anybody is reading on and looking at. But all in all, it's very small potatoes in the grand scheme of things with collectors in the comic books industry.
Making comic books exciting again.
I mean, the way that this is kind of how it's been going for like the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. I mean, it's just one big fuck up to the next is all anybody wants to talk about. I mean, I've just kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, and it's not to try to make light of any of these issues because they are big issues, but it's just like, damn it, man. Like I can only take so much of this, the constant like, oh man, can you believe this? And oh man, this person's fucked and this person's fucked and this is fucked up. And it's like, okay, anything good happening? Like, is there any reason why someone that is new to this hobby would come in and go to YouTube or Instagram or anywhere and say, this is the hobby I want to be a part of? I guarantee you, if I was new to this and came in here, I'd say, y'all are all fucked. I don't want nothing to do with none of this shit. You're a bunch of scandalous, scheming bastards, and this is all bullshit. Because that's the way it looks.
I'm gonna go hang out with the Pokemon card kids.
Hey, they're just as bad. You know how many fake base sets and booster boxes are being sold? And
Russell said Russell said he did switch out the AF-15.
You know, that's a big enough book where the grade difference would be.
See?
I'm just trying to wrap my head around. I'm just trying to wrap my head around how, like what the upside of that is. Like, what do you do with the 6.5 then?
That's what I'm saying.
Took out?
I don't know, but I would not touch a book on this list.
I mean, half of them are legit.
Either.
I mean, half of them are legit. So, I mean, half of them are 100% safe.
Yeah,
yes,
but I don't know
half of them are 100% safe 35% of the time. But then if you add in my 66.7% chance sacrifice.
Well, all I know is
see, and you were over here getting all pissy with me. I'm like, dude, I don't know.
I wasn't getting pissy. I was trying to get. I'm just like, how though? Why? What's the upside? Where does it make sense? Like, that's the part.
Well, okay, just since you're on there,
then you shouldn't talk about it.
So,
what movie was that from?
Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Since you're on there, let's look at the price difference between a 5.0 and a 6.5 signed.
I'm trying to see if I can do some detective work and find the guy's eBay name, and then I'm gonna.
I can tell you his eBay name, Nick.
The detective work's already been done.
I've got his eBay name right here on my phone. I told you
nobody wants to tell me anything because he might get shot or stabbed or something, you know?
No one wants to tell you anything because it's all stuff that we found out weeks ago while you were building a swing set or something.
Actually, I was building a trampoline, and that is a son of a bitch to do by yourself.
Wait, what's the weight limit on this trampoline?
450 pounds.
Oh, I know what I'm doing when I come to Huntsville.
Oh, Ellie will lose her mind if you were to get on there with her. She will love it.
What? Why don't you type in number 15 after that?
It stops it.
What? Why won't you just type the pound symbol and then 15 after that?
Because I like it. All right.
No.
Signed on CGC case.
No. You're not. You're filled. God, I can't be here right now. It is driving me crazy. Watch you work this website.
I have not messed on GPA Comics in at least 6 months. There we go. Sorry, Justin.
My God.
There's not much data at all, man.
Yeah.
That means these were probably private sales. Well, they're all private, but you know what I mean, like Instagram or something. I don't know what Dustin's doing. He's like sideways.
He's looking up the seller name for you.
Have you not been able to hear me?
No, we haven't
No.
heard a word.
I've just been raising hell at you and asking you if I'm like, dude, I've got his eBay name. I'm trying to give it to you. Will you shut up and write it down? Because I've got to look it up on this phone, and I've got a screenshot of it. I've just been raising hell at you. I was about to just get off the damn stream, dude. I was pissed.
We couldn't hear a word, dude. Nothing. Nada.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. It is B-O.
Oh, you just cut out.
Can't hear you.
All right. It's boy, B-O-Y-Y. Dot, as in period. Johnny with an H. JOHNNY 123.
And then he changed it. He changed it.
On eBay?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, he changed it.
Oh. Well, it's still not hard to find. All you have to do is go to eBay and look up the last sale on an Amazing Spider-Man 252 9.8 Mark Jewelers and look at who the seller was, and boom, there you're there. That's not, but
I like how Nick is now hell-bent on finding out this person's real name.
So another thing that I noticed, and I'm like, okay, so everybody's all in an uproar about this guy doing this, right? Like this is the hot topic. This is what everybody's mad about. We're in agreement on that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you've got the guy at Immaculate Comics who is literally putting videos out, giving you the how to do what this guy did. Showing you how to crack these books open, swap the books, and reseal them so nobody will notice. He is giving the how-to, and people are just praising the shit out. Oh, you're so great. Oh, thank you so much. Motherfucker, really?
Do you think he's the guy?
No, I don't. But I think that there's going to be more guys now. I'm like, really, dude?
Nick, what are you buying?
And from looking at the comments on his videos, I think I'm the only person who has thought that far ahead on this whole ordeal to say, maybe putting the how-to tutorial video out there is not the best thing to do, but he definitely did.
Was it 252? Is that what it was?
Yeah, 252, 9.8 newsstand. Look in the sold listings.
You do remember how to work eBay, right?
Did you put in 9.8 Mark Jewelers? Because there it is.
I got it. I can still work a Comic Selects.
Ooh, let's check out his feedback.
I thought
that used to that was his eBay name. And Justin said he changed it. Comic Selects is what his Instagram name was too, I believe.
Oh, really?
I believe so. First Black Venom 300. Well, that ain't even right.
I really, really hope that the buyer of this book doesn't submit it back to CGC only for them to say, all right, we will issue you $10,000 in CGC credit.
Holy shit.
Wouldn't
I just want to
that
know
be
why the
something?
listing says Black Venom. Has Venom ever changed color?
See, now it says Breva 3.
Right. That was his eBay name. And then he changed it to Comic Selects.
Nick's going to have a video up tomorrow. He's going to investigate and drop this guy's 2015 Christmas family photo.
I hope his Christmas family photo is just like
Him and a bunch of
putting up
fucking
multiple.
newsstand ASM 300s. This guy's got 104 newsstand ASM 300s.
Or he has built a Christmas tree out of them. Seriously, feel bad for the people who have bought from this guy.
Yeah, it's shitty.
Nick, you're not gonna find it by going through the CGC forums like page by page. Like if that's page 1, it's
People would have already been out there if it had dropped on those forums. All these guys have been doing all this detective work the past couple of weeks. I guarantee you they've read every single comment on these forums.
Hey, I'm just saying, maybe
My boy Ryan over Automatic Comics, I know he's been reading them all.
yeah, absolutely. Because he's the one who found the Hulk 181, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep. And it's funny because I had just literally like right after they found the New Mutants 98, I was telling my wife, I said, damn, I said, I wonder if he did that with any 181s. I was like, she was like, what do you mean? I was like, take a green label with no value stamp and swap it over into a blue label and then send it in. And there you go. Now you got two blue label 98 or two blue label high grade 8 181s.
So he's out of Forest Hills, New York. That's a location. We're getting somewhere.
CGC could have avoided this all very simply by taking a page out of PGX's playbook and just attach the label to the inner well that the book is in. And that way you can't do this. End of story. That's all you have to do. I keep seeing people say, oh, you need to attach the cert number to the inner well. Like, no, not necessarily. You just make sure that the damn label is sealed up in the inner well as part of it, and there you go. Because CGC is not about to go buy a bunch of equipment to change the slabs and add, the label serial number to the inner well. I mean, that's going to cost them way too much money. They're already fixed to come out of pocket for all these books. They're going to go the cheapest route possible, and all that. So your easiest and cheapest route would be add a little more plastic to the inner well and seal the label up inside of there. They just changed their inner wells too, and they fucked up my Venom Lethal Protector 1 newsstand. It got graded a 9.6, and now they're just using like a one size fits all inner well. But they're putting the little, they used to put the little plastic pieces in to hold the book in place. So they're using those on the tops or on the bottoms and the sides if the book is too small for the inner well. Well, they didn't put them on mine, so the whole bottom corner of the book got basically ripped off because the book's just floating around in the inner well because it's too big.
Oh, you know what? You can scroll through and see all the books he probably screwed people on right here on his eBay store.
Everybody's already done that. Yeah,
I don't
everybody's
care.
already
I'm
been
thinking
doing
through
that.
now.
Day late and $1 short there, Pedro.
Look, I've not really been invested in this other than random comments.
I haven't either. I mean, I watched a couple of videos when it first started happening, and then I was like, okay, I understand what's going on now. And then everybody was like, oh, CGC. I swear to God, I would have bet everything in my life CGC was just going to ignore the whole fucking thing and never put out a comment. It blew my freaking mind that CGC actually said something.
Do you know who's probably the happiest and most excited about this?
Oh, I know exactly who you're going to say.
Oh, you're going to ruin my joke, aren't you?
No, I won't do it. You go ahead.
I was going to say Epic Nations.
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking him. I didn't really get too caught up in what that dude did. I still don't really know that whole situation, but wouldn't it be fucking nuts if it was him?
Oh my God, he's based out of New York.
Oh my God! From the pictures I've seen of him, I don't think he doesn't look to have the intelligence to figure something out like that.
I tried to follow along with that whole thing, but that just seemed like a lot of yelling was
Mm-hmm.
going on, and I was just like, that's not really the circle that I run around with, so I'm just gonna remove myself
Yeah,
from it.
yeah. That, like I said, my circle is so small it's almost not even there.
It's a
But yeah,
line.
I mean, so PGX, like this is an interwell here. So PGX has their interwell goes up higher, and the label is just in the interwell with it. Like it's still separated from the book here, but the only way you can get that label out of the interwell is to cut it out. And then even if you do that, it's like then you're okay. It's useless. But the only way CGC could make that work is by making sure they check the date the book was graded according to that serial number and say, oh no, this was attached to the interwell because we changed how we did it by this date. But who knows? They can't even grade the same exact comic book the same 2 times in a row. I don't think you can expect them to do all that. I can send one book in 6 times and get different grade on it every time. Ask me how I know. What are you looking at now, Nick?
Just same thing.
How about this market? Holy shit, Justin.
And just that things keep going down.
Dude. I mean, like, you can get a 4.0 or a 4.5 181 right now for what I paid for that 2.0 that I had. No, you can get it for $700 less than what I paid for that 2.0 I used to have.
I mean, I keep seeing X-Men 1s popping up over the past couple days, like 3.0s, 4.0s.
I saw a 3.0 today for like what, $9 grand, $8 grand, something like that, 7.
Yep. 3.0s, 4.0s for under 10 grand.
Yeah, I think it was 7 grand on Elite. I saw a 3.0 for. I was like, damn, I need them FF1s to get around there, but I don't think they going that far down because everybody knows FF's way cooler than the X-Men, so it's probably not going to get down that low.
Hey, I haven't told you guys this, but I'm actually.
If you say you got an FF1, I'm leaving.
No.
Oh, okay.
I've actually gone back and started rereading X-Men, starting with Giant Size X-Men.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, like I'm up to issue 125, 126.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Very enjoyable.
Hell yeah. I noticed today I saw a 3.0 FF5 for like $4,500. And I was like, ooh, that some bitch is getting close. It's getting close. I mean, I can't buy any more books this year, but next year, if it's still down there, I'm getting one of those.
I think Heroes Con is going to be interesting for sure.
Oh, boy.
For sure.
Boy. You ain't lying. And the thing is, like, depending on what your approach is to buying and selling comics, like, is really, really going to determine who's going to be able to survive this and who isn't. Like, there's only a few ways you can continue to flourish in this type of market and continue to make money the way that you always have. And selling raw books ain't it. I can tell you that. I mean, you can make money, but it ain't going to be hand over fist, you know? I mean, I made more money this past year than I ever have in my entire fucking life in the worst comic book market available that there's been since I've been in the comic books.
So,
But
okay, here's a question. Do you regret not starting it earlier so that you could have taken advantage of the boom?
well, absolutely, dude. If I was doing 2 years ago what I'm doing now, I would not have a fucking day job. Guarantee you that. Guarantee my ass would not be working construction. Guaranteed. I mean, dude, I can't even imagine. Yeah, and I've even said that like recently to my wife, in the past few months. Like that's something I've said multiple times, and it kind of makes me a little bit physically ill to think about
I'll be right back. I think
the
my
missed
dog's throwing up.
opportunity.
You think what, Nick? What's he doing?
My dog's throwing up, I think. Give me a second.
Oh, that's the worst. That's
This is the
terrible.
part where he just doesn't come back like he usually does to us.
See, now all the cool people yell smoke bomb first, and then they just leave.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is like the market going down is what a lot like when the market was booming and everything, there was so many people that were, like, damn, I can't afford to buy anything. I can't get these books I want. And, the hobby seemed to be more popular than ever and flourishing better than ever. And now that books are getting affordable and you can go get whatever you want, it's just like, where's that energy at now? It's like it's deflated so much because the books aren't worth as much. And I'm like, shit. Hey, I'm so like that book that I bought the other night. There ain't no fucking way, dude. No way I could have bought that book ever a couple of years ago.
Well, I don't sell a lot, right? I don't sell nearly as much as you do.
Right.
But I'm having the time of my life right now.
Yeah. I mean, and absolutely, as you should. I have too. I mean, dude. I sit back and think about the books that I've owned over the last year. Holy shit, dude! I had a 7.5 Avengers 4. Never. When I bought the 3.0, I had, like, I thought that was the greatest thing ever. I never would have thought that I'd have been able to obtain a 7.5. And then when I got the 7.5, I was just like, this ain't good enough. I want a 9.0. Like when I get a 9.0, that's the one I'll keep. Same thing with my Spotlight 5, dude. Like I could have bought 7.0s, 7.5s for under $2,000 for the last 6 months, and I'm like, I want a 9.0 in that one too. Like those two books, I want 9.0s in them, and then those are the keepers. Like I'm not adding a bunch to my PC right now because I've gotten to the point where I don't just want to own certain books. Like I want to own certain books in grades that are in the 20th percentile of total grade, or lower. Like I want to own those ones that you can't go find you one, you can't, where are you going to go find you a copy of this book in this grade, that I've just kind of, and it's because most of the books I want, I've already owned, but I'm just like, okay, I owned it. I want a higher grade. I want a nicer copy. Like I want to build a high quality personal collection at this point. And plus, I mean, I guess I've kind of gotten a little jaded too with the fact that, I mean, I put my hands on hundreds of books a month at this point that, they're not my books, but I mean, still, like I swear to God, I will never, ever be excited about an ASM 300 in my life. Like a 9.8. No, I could care less. Ultimate Fallout 4 could care less. Like I've put my hands on so many of these books that like I don't even want to see them anymore because I see so many of them, doing what I'm doing. So that's kind of jaded me a little bit on some of it too. And the more I start to see certain books, I'm like, man, like they're always, in between this grade and this grade. It's like, it'd be a cool one to have, but I would want one that is the nicest copy I've ever held in my hand or something like that. Oh my God, here we go.
He's probably on Epstein Island's list too.
This book finally made it to my crack
I
pile,
say
dude.
Epstein Island and Justin just leaves. Justin, do you need to tell us something?
He was talking. Cool. Somebody was trying to get his attention. This is going to my crack pile finally.
Yeah, I saw you mention something about that.
Yeah, I think it's got a shot easily at a 9.0. I mean, easily.
I left to grab something because I wanted to show you guys. I'm bringing this to Huntsville. This board game is called Age of Comics,
Ooh.
and basically you are a publisher trying to make comics.
Hell yeah.
Interesting.
Dude, I wonder if I
like
could
that.
fabricate a number 1. If I could just fabricate the
down.
number 1 on this, like it's legit.
I just cut it out.
Just cut a hole right there.
Yeah. Honestly, do it. See what happens.
Nah,
So, like,
there's
CGC's gonna
subtle
catch it.
there's yeah there are subtle differences between the record reprints and the originals, but
Yeah. Justin, you need to come down like for an extra day or a day early so we can just sit and play board games. Because literally I have the board game table. And then I bet you between what I bought Sky and the couple I got, I bet you we have like 40 board games now.
What so my favorite games to play are Catan, which is why you shouldn't play. So we'll
So I have
remain
Catan.
friends.
I don't
have the-
care for Catan. I
I
thought
have one of the
Catan
expansion
sucked.
packs for Catan. I have Plunder. I have
Plunder is where it's at.
Duel.
Plunder
I've
is.
never played Plunder.
I will
It's
fucking
just
kill you.
like
with
Catan,
Plunder, dude.
except I just sit and talk shit the whole time because everybody I play with is a bunch of bitches.
Dude, Plunder is the shit, man. I have figured Plunder out, and it is like, yeah, it's on, dude. Like nobody beats me now.
I really like Carcassonne. There's another one. I can't remember it. I'd have to go upstairs and look. But
Nick,
basically, I like playing the games where it's random tiles, so like no two games are the same.
Yeah, that's the way
Yeah.
Plunder is. Like there's 6 tiles, and they're double sided on top of that, and you move them around wherever you want.
Yeah, those are the
We've
games.
gotten into playing Clue. We've gotten into Clue.
We got
really?
Clue Junior for Ellie, and she played it and really liked it.
Yeah, Hagen's got the regular one, and we played that. We play that pretty regularly. Oh, check this out, Nick. I forgot to show you this. I haven't started working on it yet, but
Oh, that is neat.
So
Spider
I've also
manga.
got
from '97. It is the manga, Spider-Man the manga, number
Hey,
1
what
from
did
December
Justin
1997.
gave you to give to me, Dustin, that I still get. Oh, that's cool, Justin.
So I've got this that I could bring down.
Did
What
you
else
get a
do
bunch
I
of
can bring
board
down
games?
these.
Did I get a bunch of what?
Board games?
No, I've just had these, but I don't. No one around here plays board games, so they just sit on my shelf.
Oh, I can bring these. That would
Here
work.
we
I'll
go.
bring these down.
This
I'll
is-
bring these down.
We can't see anything.
You can't see these.
I got
These
some
nuts.
ears frozen.
These nuts.
No.
I got this too.
Oh, dude, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter.
Hell yeah.
Left me.
So, I think it's relatively affordable on eBay.
So you know what we just decided is you're just gonna need to come down a separate weekend for board game weekend.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd do that.
No, you wouldn't.
Wait, okay, let me rephrase that. I'd do it if I was allowed to.
Okay.
Bring your kid, dude. My child,
No,
And-
there's no way I'm riding in the car with my kid for that long.
bro. Ellie, look, they got the trampoline. They got
Dude,
the
y'all's
clubhouse.
kids
They got the
must be like
trampoline,
terrible.
clubhouse. They got Switch on. They got the Bluey Switch game. They got an 85-inch TV that can rock out singing Bluey. We have a karaoke machine they could play with.
Oh,
we
I don't doubt for 1 second that Gwen would love it. I'm just not riding in a car with her for that long.
Just sell it to your wife, your mom.
Pretty
Sell
much.
it to your wife like that. That look, I'll take one kid. She's gonna have a blast.
Yeah, I'll
A
take
man-
the easier kid. You're stuck with the problem.
The shithead.
we'll leave Amanda to take care of all the children because Sky likes little things too.
No, you definitely will not do that.
And it'll be
That's absolutely not happening. You think my wife doesn't enjoy playing the games? Me and my wife have been religiously playing cards and board games almost every night for the last 3 years. So there's no chance of that happening.
I wish Liz liked board games.
Just gonna diss my wife off with the kids. Who the hell you think you are? I said I'm not coming. Good luck with y'all's own fucking kids.
Well, it won't be a problem for me because they'll both be here.
With you.
Wah, wah. But that sounds like a good idea to come down to somehow figure out a way to stay an extra day so that we can just play board games one whole day.
Oh, hold on. I got to answer this question for Dan. For those card stocks, Dan, try to go to like a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's and get you the Sharpie paint pens. Now, here's the secret, though. After you get that book signed, do not put it directly in the bag. Do not touch it. You have to let it air dry, blow on it for at least 5 to 10 minutes before you can touch it or put it in that bag, or it's going to smear like hell. Sorry, go ahead, guys.
Yes.
Oh, I got nothing.
So,
I'm actually
here's what we do.
probably gonna
Brilliant
go
idea.
soon.
We do another 24 hours in a comic book shop, except we don't do 24 hours.
Nope, ain't going to do that ever again.
That's we don't do 24 hours, but Dustin shows up with his pickup truck. We pack up my gaming table. We take it to Haven. Josh, me, Justin, and Alan can
Two
play
things.
board games. Hold on,
Two
let me
things.
finish. Tom is not
Where are you
invited.
going to put the table? Because Josh already has a big ass. He's already got a big ass game table.
But it's so big, it'd be hard to play a board game on that, like reaching across.
Okay.
But his core table's good, but fold it up, bring in the board game table with some comfy ass chairs because those chairs suck ass for 24 hours sitting in them. Tom's not invited, but us, Josh, and Alan.
Why?
Don't be
why
hating
even
on
take
my
it
boy
inside?
Tom.
Huh?
Why even take it inside? Just put it on the curb or the
Because it might
sidewalk.
be cold.
It gets cold in Alabama.
Bro, it's 20 degrees right now.
No.
It's been like in the 20s every morning when I'm at work and outside on the top of a 30-something floor-story building.
It is 32 degrees
Blowing
right
wind.
now. And
How much
it'll be
snow
like
did
that
you
that
get this
cold.
past weekend, Justin?
Ugh, like none. Like
Really?
Yeah, like maybe an inch or two. That's what she said.
it's going to be 26 degrees tomorrow morning.
There's
At least you don't have to work in it.
there's a chance that we get hit with significant snow this weekend. They're saying potentially more than 6 inches. That's what she said. But it just depends on how the storm, blows.
That's what she said.
Yeah, not happening, Dan. I did pattern some of my Unkind character in the past 2 years after the Jigsaw movies, though, and what they do. I even did the voice recorder.
You will never get me to watch those movies again. I watched the first one, and I've seen clips of the other ones. Nope.
Oh, I love them. I love the movie.
I can't do that stuff, man. People are sick.
Oh,
You're just a big sissy.
Without doing spoilers, Nick, you enjoyed Godzilla -1?
Oh my God. Let's talk about that. I'm bringing you in for close-up for this conversation.
Without
Godzilla?
no spoilers, because Dustin
No.
still needs to go see it.
Look.
It just bothers me that Nick saw it before I did. He doesn't even like Godzilla.
So let me tell you the story. Sky's not wanting to go for weeks. I'm like, Sky, just go with me. It'll make me happy. Do it for me. And she says, okay, I'll go.
She was so confused when I messaged her.
I know. I'll tell you that. But look. So she said,
fucking looking.
But I'm going to bring my Kindle with me. I'm like, no, you can't bring your Kindle to the movie. That's really rude. Why don't you just take 5 minutes and watch a movie with me? You know,
5
just enjoy
minutes.
the time. Yeah, look. Anyways, so I
I'm
get
gonna,
her.
I'm
I
gonna,
get her decided. I'm like, look, Amanda said she really wants to go see it. It's supposed to be good. It's not supposed to be like a crazy monsterverse kind of movie. It's separate. It's supposedly wonderful.
Why are
And
you saying it like the verse movies is a bad thing? Those shits have been better than anything DC and Marvel's put out.
after, I'll go into it. Anyways, so but again, my wife's
can
never
we,
been
can
interested
we,
in monster.
let's just take a second to point out the fact that as soon as we started talking Godzilla, Mark showed up.
I
Oh,
know.
he's probably been here.
-1 besides Oppenheimer. So good. So good. Anywho's. So with that being said, so I finally convinced her to go. I'm like, it's not a MonsterVerse movie. She doesn't like those. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of those anyways.
So
I
neither
think
one of you like fantastic films, is what you're saying. Okay.
anywho's. So we show up, we're in line for popcorn, and my wife gets a Snapchat from Dustin going, "Do you know how to speak Japanese?" And I'm
Wait,
like,
did you get mediocre snacks to go with your taste in films?
no, we had sushi roll
Oh,
and
okay.
popcorn and a pizza and candy and 2
kind of
What
waters.
the fuck kind of movie theater you go to?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Bro, and they
I get
deliver it to your seat.
I get popcorn and I bring my own M&Ms.
Nah, bro, they deliver it to your seat.
What?
Okay. That
So they have a
movie theater
whole
probably cost you $100 for 2 people.
nah, dude, it's really not bad. All that was only $36.
What kind of sushi is only okay?
It was I
You
mean,
probably have,
this time it wasn't good.
yeah.
Now
But
we
No
know.
usually it's been
kidding.
great.
When
You
Nick
have
has
worse.
dysentery again, we'll know why.
Yeah, it's
No,
like that episode
honestly
of
though, but like
Futurama.
normally because it's an actual restaurant attached to the it's at the Bridge Street, Dustin, the one y'all been to.
Hmm.
So it's a nice little restaurant inside, but this time it was definitely odd, but historically it's been great. And their pizza is really good too. And they have these great rosemary garlic fries. Oh,
All right, so
anyway,
I texted her and asked her if she could
yeah.
speak Japanese.
And she goes, "Why is he asking me this?" I'm like, "I don't know." And so I text Dustin. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, dipshit." Pissed.
And
It
she
kind
was
of pissed
like,
me off.
"What? Don't leave me hanging."
I know. I'm like, we haven't even made it into the theater yet. But anyways, so we go into this shitty ass theater because it's the small little one they have left over for like the last few weeks of a showing. The doors were left open the whole time, like for the first 30 minutes, and all through the previews, lights were on. So it was just already like really shitty. And the sound was horrendous. And so Sky and I were already a little bit irritated because you couldn't see half of the screen. The sound was so loud for this little bitty theater. And we normally go see stuff in the big room, the big theater room they have, but they didn't have a showing for it, so I didn't have an option. So anyway, so we were getting irritated, and then all of a sudden, Toho's logo pops up, and it's in Japanese. She goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like just like that. I'm like,
Is that when she messaged me and said, she messaged me back, she
I
said,
know.
"Are you fucking kidding me? This movie's in fucking Japanese." I was like, I just started laughing.
And I played it off like,
Because like
oh, man.
Amanda, she knows and she's been totally down to
Yeah.
go see it. We just haven't had an opportunity to.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's like the greatest wife ever. So I mean,
Yeah.
but
Legion,
I
no,
mean,
keep in mind though,
she
this
was laughing her ass
after-
off because Scott didn't know.
Yeah, it was hilarious. So I'm like, I told her, I said, Sky, I said, I've been trying to get you to go to a movie with me. Then you wanted to bring her Kindle, and I finally convinced you to do all these things. And if I told you it was in Japanese, you think you would have showed up? I go, and you didn't
And in
ask.
her mind, she's thinking, you got me to go to the movie. You wouldn't let me bring my Kindle, and then you lied to me about it.
No, I'd never lied. She didn't ask. So
And
leaving facts out is still lying.
no, it ain't.
And you got the sushi that was probably from the gas station across the street.
Okay, so no, again, very nice theater, restaurant on the inside. I want to make that clear. Like, it's not like behind the popcorn machine they're throwing together sushi. It's an entire separate thing that is just in the same building that they bring the food in from.
Yeah, they only go to the fancy booty places.
But
Well, obviously, there's $5 sushi rolls.
It was $7.50. But again, keep in mind, I am a part of the Cinemark thing, so I get 20% off of everything. So it took like $10 off. So it would have been 46 with my 20% off.
I love the way that you're trying to upsell this movie theater sushi.
Bro, do you want me to show you pictures? I 9 times out of 10, great experience. I just got stuck in a shitty. And then here's
Right.
the other thing: the theater was empty, right? Nobody was in there. I was the first person to buy tickets in all of this theater, so I got the back 2 seats in the middle.
Wait,
There was like,
it's that kind
Who
of
sits
theater
in the
where you
very?
have like the
Who's
signed seats?
yes, you have to buy specific seats.
I don't like this place.
Oh, it's
all
great. And
my
the
theaters are like that now, even the shitty ones.
recliners, with the big cup holders and the tables. Except this specific theater room did not have the tables. I digress. These mother effers, okay, they had this whole ass theater to pick seats from. They choose to pick the 2 right next to my big ass, and then right next to Sky. I'm like, why couldn't y'all just go 1 row down by yourselves? So
Why are y'all sitting in the very last row? That's not even the best row to sit in.
it's not a big enough theater. There was like 7 or 8 rows total. So
Did you give it to Sheldon once over to make sure you had the best echo and all?
Dude, the sound was so loud, we left with a headache. All right, so we get to the movie. Everything's going good. It starts off, and the way Japanese people act, they're kind of really over the top, just like an anime. They'll do a lot of screaming and all that. You know what I'm talking about. So at first, it kind of threw me off on some of these scenes. It kind of pulled me out of it. But then you really just get trapped into the whole thing. And then there are some parental moments, we'll say. And y'all know how I felt at the end of Endgame. And then so I'm sitting here like, I'm watching this dumbass Godzilla movie. I don't even like Godzilla. I'm watching this
Someday
shit.
Da Vinci, what's up? Look what I got.
So I'm watching this Godzilla movie, and I've never been a fan of Godzilla.
Because you're
And
dumb.
it's got me, stressed out. It's got me emotional about parental moments without spoiling anything. So like now I'm getting super sad, and then at the end, like I'm sitting over here like
That's gonna be a 9-8 right there, fellas. 9-8.
Nick, you were doing that not because of the movie, but because of the sushi.
No, I took one bite of the sushi and just put it off to the side. I'm like, no, I just got done sitting on the toilet for 40 hours last week easily. No, dude, I did not make that mistake again. But I did go have some nice sushi today at the place I sent y'all a picture of. I'd never been to the bathroom. Sky went last time we went. She's like, oh, it has your anime man in there. I was like, who? And Ellie goes, Luffy. And I was like, oh, that's precious. Ellie knows. So I went there today by myself.
She knows her daddy's a loser.
But anyways, and it was really neat, man. Like Luffy and One Piece just thrown everywhere. So I had to take a selfie while I was taking a pee, send it to Justin. So like I'm sitting here like peeing and selfieing with Luffy. So now you know the backstory to that selfie.
I did not know that your other hand was occupied in that picture.
Yeah, was holding the John. So don't sell it on OnlyFans. But anyways, man, this movie, honestly. One made me care about Godzilla, and I literally for the last 2 or 3 days since I watched it, I've been going back and reading about the history of Godzilla, why the creation behind it, the understanding of really Godzilla is supposed to be this evil creation of man, basically like a metaphor for the atomic bombs and all these other things.
Get you one of them bad bitches right there, dude.
Yeah,
fucking King Ghidorah, baby. Black
neat.
Flag. And Clayton Crane, what?
And he'll steal your wife.
Don't think I ain't got the black flag out here.
But anyways, man, like so he pulls up, and you see Godzilla for the first time, and his look looked like just everything kind of I didn't know I wanted, right? Because I've never been a fan of MonsterVerse. The idea of Godzilla being like a good guy and fighting on behalf of humans and like all that, just I don't know. It's a neat thriller. It's kind of like a good piece of how would I describe it? It's like a good cheat meal. You know what I mean? Like they're fine movies, they're fun, but they don't really leave you wanting anything. Like I don't know how to describe it. But then to watch Godzilla 1,
yeah,
I think it's called popcorn movie.
Sure, yeah, good popcorn movie. There we go. And then yes, Legion. So and then the music, as soon as that hit, dude, I didn't even know. Like again, you're talking to a guy who basically knows very little about Godzilla. But as soon as I heard the sound, I'm like, that's it. That's the OG. And the way everything looked, but was so good about that is even my wife left and she was like, that was an amazing movie. You know what I mean? And the subtitles took like all of 3 seconds to get used to. I think it bothered her more than
But see,
me.
for me, like Godzilla's never like I've never pictured Godzilla as being one to fight for humans as much as like he is Earth's number one titan. He is the guy.
Yeah. But
And
see, the
when these other
history.
cocksuckers step up,
Yeah.
they
But
got
see,
to die.
But the thing with Godzilla is he was never he was not created to be that. Godzilla was
Right.
created to be this metaphor for the evilness of human beings.
Yeah.
And everything that's wrong with us festered up, and it's our own creation. You know what I mean? And once I learned a little bit about that, minus one made just so much more sense to me. I mean, they kind of altered it a little bit that it's more of, well, I don't really want to spoil it, but they kind of not necessarily changed it, but it was very true to its original. I don't know. Everything about it was great. Like I loved the story behind it. I loved the fact that he was pure evil. Like there was no redeeming quality to him. I think that's missed in so many movies now. How many movies now is always the bad guy has to be redeemed? Like, no, why can't we just have an
I hate
evil
that. Yeah.
mother effer? And Godzilla was.
Mhm.
And you cheered for the hero, you cheered for everybody involved. You honestly, I loved it.
I'm gonna give one slight small spoiler.
Go ahead.
Like it feels like they went out of their way to make Godzilla bad because I think at one point he kicked a puppy.
I don't know, but maybe.
I feel like I heard a dog barking and then
Very
It's not the only rookie card I have. I also have this rookie card.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's legit.
Good lord. Number 69.
Nice.
Desert Storm Pro Set, dude. My boy Callie hooked it up.
But yeah, and then you know what blew my mind, Justin? $15 million budget for this film.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like Godzilla in certain moments, I'm like, okay, the awkward movement, and I kind of just chalked it up to them trying to be kind of
yeah. If you're not a fan of or have seen the old films, then that might bother you. But I mean, like Granddaddy Ken, that's all. Like he had every one of them. I've seen them all. Do I remember what happened in all of them? Absolutely not. But I know as a child I watched them all.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying is like I felt like they were just. It wasn't even bad CGI or anything. They were just being true to kind of the original concept.
I remember whenever he would just. It looked like it's kind of like if you look at the way that the original Power Ranger stuff was, with the Megazords, it's just people with big ass cardboard boxes on.
I watched the first one either the night we got home or the next night. I watched the very first Godzilla. It's on HBO Max. Because literally, like that's how much I love this movie. Is I started reading on Godzilla and like I'm like, okay, it was almost like the first time I discovered comic books. It's like I want to go and dig into it, learn as much as I can about it. And it was like I haven't had that feeling in so long for something.
Now you need to go get you a Godzilla #1, bro.
Nah, maybe.
I've had this raw copy for like 6 months that I was like, man, I bet this hits a 9.8. And I've just been like putting off sending it in, putting it off sending it in. I got all excited recently, and I'm like, yep, it's going next week.
Yeah. I'm telling you, you guys need to go see it before it goes out of theater. And it's supposed to come
I've
back
got
out.
to go see it this weekend. I've got to.
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming back out in black and white. And don't think my ass ain't gonna find a way to drive my wife to go see it too. Like I legitimately, I absolutely adored this movie. I haven't
go back and watch the current MonsterVerse stuff.
I watched Godzilla versus King Kong. While it was cool, it just didn't do it for me the same way.
That's not even the best one. King of Monsters is absolutely my favorite.
Anywhere that I was subscribed to, so
it is now available on.
It's not Max.
They changed where it's available now. But that's absolutely my favorite one. That was the first one Hagen watched, and he lost his shit. And he is all about it.
But it's it was probably one time and then never did it again, But like
and for me, King of Monsters, like my favorite part. Oh, it's on Hulu.
That's where he fought Ghidorah, right?
Yes, and Ghidorah. Ghidorah was so fucking amazing, man. Like I've always loved Ghidorah, but in that film, the way that they did Ghidorah with the storms and setting up on top of that mountain and all the other monsters coming in and bowing, like you like they made Ghidorah out to be that mother effer. Like they really needed to.
Well, I even tried to watch the one on Apple TV before I canceled it because they decided to increase their prices, the new show. And I couldn't even get into it. Like they did the whole backstory on Monarch and Kurt Russell and Kurt Russell's son.
Have you watched the Monarch series?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was trying to watch it.
Yeah, I don't have Apple TV, so I haven't been able to watch it.
I watched the first 2 or 3 and I just couldn't get into it. There was nothing redeeming. But like I said, that's why I love -1 because literally within the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, I was so invested in the main character and then the supporting main characters. And then, again, some of the parental moments. And then by the end of it, man, I'm just like, I'm gonna cry.
No, I love all of them so much.
My biggest regret from it was that I did not order the. Like I came home after seeing -1, looked this up, and they were available,
Oh,
and they were available for sale, like below retail price, and I just hesitated for too long, and then they sold out.
dang, man.
I want that quarter scale, or it's not a quarter scale, but I forget what scale it is, but they're one of the big. Oh, that's beautiful. What is that?
The covers for these things, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit! I just want that.
Yeah, but dude, like I've gone down such a rabbit hole on Godzilla.
Go on Jim Mint's page and find where he did the Ghidorah statue. It is like 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
And monstrously tall. And I remember whenever he first showed that off, that was the one statue that really had me start looking into statues and wanting to get like that statue's like $5,000 now, but I mean I would totally slap the shit out of your grandma for one of them, dude. Like
See,
I've got
Ghidorah was never interesting to me.
nah, dude, then you ain't paying attention.
It reminds me of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ghidorah is the goat, dude.
So
Ghidorah is the only one that's not a monster. Ghidorah is an alien. Ghidorah is not even from Earth. Ghidorah is a monster. And I'm not gonna say where it's at, but I have definitely been talking to the artist that owns the original art from the first appearance of Ghidorah in comics, and it's a big ass splash, two-fold splash page original art of Ghidorah. Wings wide open, fucking blasting, dude.
I really hope that they didn't draw the middle head down the center of the page.
Mm-mm.
That's good.
It's all on one piece of paper.
Right. Well, I was thinking about when it's in like a printed comic and you've got the the gutter or the right down the middle.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, he's more off to the side, kind of, but it is a badass.
That's good.
Oh yeah, I guess there has been a few, but Ghidorah was like the first one though. Like he wasn't, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I don't know nearly as much as Mark does because it's been a long time since I watched all the old stuff. But I just remember from what I remember as a kid and what Granddaddy was telling me whenever we'd watch them. But he's the baddest one though, I think.
Did you ever watch Shin Godzilla, Justin?
No, it's on my list. Like I started because of this. I went back and did some research, and I started to watch Shin Kamen Rider, and like I've watched maybe the first 15 to 20 minutes, and I did not expect it to be as bloody as it was. So like I want to finish that. And then I'll probably watch Shin Godzilla and then Shin Ultraman.
Did you ever watch the Godzilla 2000 cartoon?
No.
Well, I don't know if it was called Godzilla 2000, but it was definitely the Godzilla in that cartoon was definitely favored the Godzilla 2000 Godzilla.
Well, I could buy this now for $400 on eBay. Oh wait, $350.
Buy it.
I think it's better to
Okay, I'm not.
buy.
I'm buying 2 more things this year for me. I'm going to finish paying off this original art that I'm paying on, and I'm buying my Jurassic Park statue that I've been wanting to get for 2 years now, and then that's it.
Oh my God! Look at all the stuff that is.
Because I'll have spent probably $10,000 this
Justin.
year on stuff.
What'd you say?
Share your screen.
Here, I'll send you the link.
You know what I don't know though, and I tried to find this, is where the -1 came from, like on your name, on the name.
I bet you Mark knows that.
Oh, the collection. Okay, I see. Yeah, the Blu-ray thing.
Yeah. Look at all the the art stuff that it comes with.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah, I think
There's
I think
one up
that
for
I remember
auction,
that
Justin.
Mark.
Yep. Maybe I'll take a stab at this. This guy's got some 100% positive feedback.
And he's not swapping them out in a CGC case.
Like new.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Japan's ground zero, and when Godzilla's done with it, he takes it down to -1.
See, I told you he would know.
How slick is that? The process of thinking to come up with that. That's pretty slick.
Well, I'm sure in Japanese it translates to something a little more self-explanatory, if that makes sense. So, because the way the language works there, it's like a single word will have like a sizable meaning, or I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it. But I bet you in Japanese, like it's a much more straightforward, or maybe it makes a lot more sense versus the translations maybe a little off, or just maybe literal. I don't know.
Justin, when are you gonna jump in this original art game with me, bro?
Nope, can't do it.
Come on, dude. You know you want to. You know you've
No,
you've been thinking about it.
Nope, don't want to.
I know how you can get into it if I buy you one.
Nope, not gonna do it.
That's all you need is just one. Because these motherfuckers are like Lay's potato chips, homie. You can't just have one. I bought one last year, thought I was done. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them in 1 year. I went from 0 to 11.
You know what? I'm content with just sticking with these behind me.
Until I buy you an original art, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, this is cool, dude. I got to get one to match this."
I was looking at original X-Men pages that are on the Heritage auctions, and I'm like, oh my god, these are amazing. But no.
I never ever would have thought I would have got into original art pages, dude. Of course, I never thought I would have got into Golden Age comics.
How about the mine scene, Justin? Where we first see
that was
all right, Mark, take it easy, buddy.
I enjoyed the humor in it, right? Like that was
of what?
A Godzilla -1. There are some small humorous parts in it that are very enjoyable.
Yeah. I wonder how the Japanese people received this movie. I mean, because
it did very well over there, I believe.
One thing from like like I would say maybe from a cultural standpoint, right? Because it hits on the Japanese government real hard. It hits on, what he decided not to do, being very cowardice, that kind of thing. So I wonder, kind of like, I don't know.
Hold on, I'll ask Google.
Japan had a great year. Oppenheimer, Godzilla -1.
Well, it debuted at #1 in Japan, grossing over 1 billion yen.
which is not much.
About almost $8 million.
Yeah. Man, it was so good. I'm so glad I watched it. Did Dustin just leave?
Wow. I should leave. It's after 11. It's tax season.
Oh, you have the kids?
Well, I just have to wake up earlier.
Man. Have you still not been paid by a certain somebody?
I'm not going to discuss that now.
I'm ready. Justin. I'm just trying to
No.
burn stuff down. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm not at that point yet. Well,
When you
ask-
are, can I be the guy that like just
No, what's going to happen is some online journalistic site. That's not even the term I want to use. Someone's going to do an article like they did for Action Lab, and I'm going to be quoted in it.
let me do it? Look, I'll make my own. We'll call it Bleeding Comics Beat.
Nah, you can come up with a better name than that.
I know. I was gonna say Bleeding Fool, but that one's already out there.
Yeah, that's used.
We can call it the Justin Birch Wire.
Nah, doesn't have a very nice ring to it.
Yeah. I don't know. Or you could just do like a really, you could let what's his name, Jared, put it out.
I could, but I feel like Jared would have legitimate passion for doing that, but I feel like there would be 10 times the amount of passion if he was wronged, right? Like he would fight on my behalf for me, but he doesn't need to do that.
Oh man. You know what? F Dustin for just leaving like that. What a bitch.
Also, in case you didn't know, Jared is taller in real life. I think he's taller than me.
Is he like 6'2"?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Dang. What do you call it? My father-in-law just texted me. He's like, check Robinhood. That's where we have our Dogecoin. You remember a couple of years ago where it just skyrocketed?
No.
Okay, well, it skyrocketed a couple of years ago, but before it did that, I bought a little bit, like $100 worth, right? And it skyrocketed to well over $2,000, and I didn't sell it at the time. I'm like, well, maybe it'll keep going up. And he bought a little bit at a time. We were literally sitting on a bench in Hollywood. No, yeah, in Hollywood Studios at Disney World, I think is what it is, right? And I was like, you should buy some. I'm like, maybe you spend $50 on it in a couple of years, it's worth several hundred or $1,000. I mean, nobody's going to be mad at that. And so he did. So every once in a while we'll text, and has been going up pretty dramatically as of late, and then it just skyrocketed downwards. But anyways, so yeah, Godzilla -1, greatest thing ever. I'm trying to I just want more movies like that, man. It almost reminded me of like watching Iron Man for the first time. You know what I mean?
Because you knew the idea of Godzilla, but you didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I get that.
And it just, I don't know, it felt real passionate, and like they were trying to tell just a great story, but they didn't have, $1 billion to kind of fall back on. It was like, how can we make people love the characters? That's all that matters. And then all the booms and the bangs and everything else is kind of secondary, but when we do it, it's going to be phenomenal. You know what I mean? It's like we get 2 or 3 minutes, and that's going to be the best damn 2 or 3 minutes of bangs and booms. But the rest of it, it's going to be all about, making you care about the people and the stories.
Well, one of my favorite things is how Godzilla never blinks.
I didn't notice that.
Like his eyes are just always like,
Well,
yeah,
I had
I love that.
one moment they made his ass blink real hard.
Like, but like that seems like it's part of the charm of like trying
Yeah.
to get like that original older like 1950s Godzilla, right? Because
Yeah.
that one wasn't blinking.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I don't know, man. Everything about it was great. And I'll tell you, I think one of my favorite parts is when a certain ship just flew in, like just started flying, and they get on the radio and it's just like, um, so whatever the boat's name was or what it was functioned for, it's gone, and everybody's like, well, shit, there went that idea. I think that was one of my favorite moments. It was hilarious. And like the most serious of moments, you're like, okay, everybody's gonna die. Here it is, and then just all of a sudden, I'm laughing. It was quite funny. I don't know. Have you seen Aquaman?
No, I've not, but I haven't seen the first one.
Mm. I think this is the first year where I've missed several comic book movies. I didn't watch the new Spider-Man. I didn't watch Aquaman. I didn't watch The Flash. I didn't watch what was the other one? Blue Beetle. I think I saw, was it Guardians that came out this year? And then what was the other one?
It was Guardians.
I don't remember. I thought that was one more.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. God, that was horrendous. Both of those were, if we're honest.
I haven't seen them, so
So what was the last time you were truly invested in the MCU then? Was it Endgame and Infinity War?
no, it was before I had kids.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, Kate came along and kind of wrecked everything. Dang that Kate.
I know. Oh man, you need 3 or 4 more, Justin.
So Kate has decided that she is ready to potty train. So she didn't want to wait for us to say, all right, we're gonna do this now. She was just like potty. And we're like, okay.
How
Oh
is
yeah,
that going?
here. I got this is this little picture there.
Precious.
Yeah. Look at that. She's ornery. Look at her.
I know. Man, you got yourself a handful. My little girl is kicking my ass. And we're trying to
That
make her stop. She still sucks her thumb. And we took her to the dentist and about 6 months ago, and they're like, "Oh, we're not worried about the teeth or anything. Everything looks fine." And then a lady I work with was talking about her daughter needing braces, and she said they were $7,000. 7 grand. She went to 4 different orthodontists, and they were all the same. I'm like, "Holy shit." So I tell Ellie, I'm like, "I need to look at your teeth," and you can kinda see there's certain form of gap where her thumb is. Like, "Nope, you are done." And, so it's been a very rough week. I think that's what I get, though, like, of all things, that's been the most difficult. She potty trained in 1 weekend.
Hmm.
So, how was she doing with her potty training?
So it's very much like having a puppy where you just like ask like every 20 minutes if like
You got a
you have
potty?
a puppy every 20 minutes you take it outside, right?
Yeah.
So just like every 20 minutes you're just like, Kate, you gotta go potty. Oh yeah,
Yep.
potty. And then she just runs to the bathroom.
Try one of the potty watches they have on Amazon. I almost bought one for Ellie.
Nah, we're past the point of needing stuff like that.
Mm,
Like
mm.
we're at the point now where the only time she wears a diaper is overnight when she sleeps.
Yeah, the same thing for Ellie. It's like nap and overnight. And nap, she's good 9 times out of 10, but that one time we don't.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the one time I didn't put one on her, it's been, like, 3 months ago. She peed through a towel I put underneath her that was doubled up, a comforter, a second comforter, because she sleeps with us now. We made a mistake and let her do it over the summer, and we've
Oh,
not been able to get her to go back to her bed.
that's the
Horrendous
worst.
idea.
Yeah.
So
So
now huh?
my question is, are you still in the bed? So is it the three of you in the bed?
Yes.
See, I said heck with that and just started sleeping on the couch.
No, dude. No. It is, dude. I got picture.
Oh,
I'll show you
it's wonderful. Oh my gosh, it's so it. I love sleeping on the couch. I'm
Not
not gonna
me.
lie.
Not
It's so
me.
it's so calm and peaceful out there. Like I can fall asleep with Sports Center on. Like it's amazing.
That's hilarious, man. Because does your kids like sleep sideways? Because
Yep.
Ellie will start off in the middle,
Yeah.
turn sideways. She always snuggles with Sky, and I get kicked in the face, the nuts, the
Dude,
back.
I always get the feet end too, and it's always like
Always.
in my hip. Always in my hip.
Yes. Always in the most uncomfortable spot. And like literally, if I don't remember to turn over before I fall asleep, I get kicked in the nuts every night. So, but that's why we started sleeping with two comforters because Ellie is like a little furnace, and I'm sure your
Ugh,
kids are too.
hate that.
And about 30 minutes into sleeping, she takes her feet, kicks all the covers down underneath her, and now we don't get any covers because she's in the middle, kicks them down. So we just give her kind of put her own blanket, and we both have a comforter, and we that's how we get some sleep. But Sky gets the fun end, the sweet end with the little baby, and I just get the feet kicking me in the nuts and the back. One night she literally kicked me so hard in the face, I was ready to fight her, and then I realized, okay, wake up. Like I wasn't literally gonna fight my kid, but you know what I mean? Like you get hit in the face, you're like, what's happening, you know? Oh man.
I'm waiting for Liz to get knocked out one day because for whatever reason Liz hasn't figured out that you should be watching the top of the kid's head, right?
Yeah.
And so Kate will just like spring up and Liz is always taking a head to the chin.
Oof.
And I've learned to watch the top of the head. That way you can adjust, you can move, right?
Yeah.
But Liz is not. She's gonna get knocked out one day from it.
That
Like
is too.
it's going to happen.
Here, I'm gonna text you a picture. This is one night I got up and I was frustrated because I basically the scenario we're talking about, and I was like, how in the world is this happening to me? And it's a picture of Ellie on top of the covers, sideways, with my ass kicked out of the bed.
Dude, sleep on the couch.
I'm telling you,
S-
horrible.
Sleeping on. Thank you, Comic Chef. The couch is wonderful. It gets a
Mm,
little bit it's a little bit colder out there, just the way I like it. You
No,
know.
I look. So for two reasons, I have a good couch upstairs. It's like the movie theater couch. You've seen it.
Yeah.
The downstairs couch is basically just turned into the dog's bed, right? We put sheets over it so we can wash the sheets and just put it back on because she will not stay on the dog bed and she's old. And speaking of which, I don't even know if you knew we had that new puppy. Did you know about the new puppy?
No.
So, quick recap. Sky called me. Puppy was rejected by its mom. It needs to be hand fed every 2 days. It's an
Oh,
emergency. Nick, we have to get a puppy. So Sky spends 12 days, and then I'm helping too, trying to hand feed this puppy, keep it alive. It is a dachshund poodle mix, so it's already small, but then because it's the runt and was rejected, we're talking this dog was literally half the size of a mini baby. So, anyways, spend 12 days. It dies in my wife's arms. Horrendous. I went and had it cremated. I love this little thing. Sky loved it. Awful experience. And now it's sitting on my piano. But all that to say, now we're getting its twin brother because Nick, I think it would be really nice if we just had something to remind us of the dog that died in my arms. And Ellie will love it. And blah. But anyway, so we're gonna get the puppy in a couple weeks. So I'm gonna have to potty train a puppy. Well, they're supposed to be. So I got this old
we
ass dog.
we know how that's gonna go.
Yeah. Just like literally the conversation I had with my wife was, Sky, if the dog dies, we're not just gonna get another puppy anyways. It's not how that's gonna work. Literally, sentence number 2 out of my mouth when she called me the first time around. So I got this old ass dog that won't quit peeing and pooping in the floor. My daughter kicks me out of the bed and kicks me in the nuts all day. And then now we're gonna have this mini barking ass dachshund running around that's mixed with a poodle, peeing and pooping, and I hope they get along. So you know what? Maybe I'll take your advice. I may just move upstairs, live in my comic room, and sleep on that couch.
Fall asleep to Sports Center every night. It's amazing.
Right now, my go-to is like the Y-Files. Have you ever watched the Y-Files?
No, I have not.
Do you like the idea of not even conspiracy theories, but just like stuff like were aliens real or evidence of this or like did the floods actually happen? Like none of that intrigues you?
No.
See, normally it wouldn't, but the way he tells it, it's like a story. I love
I
it.
there's something nice about waking up at like 3:30 in the morning to go take a piss and you're like, "Ah, that's the bowl game that was on when I went to bed." Because they replay it. Sorry, I left that part out.
Oh man, see, I just haven't paid that much attention to sports, and I don't know how long. I think the first time I've really paid attention is whenever Florida State got screwed this year, because Dustin and I used to be big Florida State
Well,
fans, and
man, so can we just talk about that briefly for
oh, go
one
ahead.
second? I love the way that Florida State's like, rah, we should have been there, rah, blah, blah. And then Georgia just comes and is like, shut up.
Well, keep in mind, Florida State had 23 players decide they weren't going to play.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. They had 23 players opt out. So you do the
Why?
math. There's
Were
11
they
on defense, 11 on offense.
did they opt out because they were worried about getting an injury before the draft? Is that
A lot of that, yeah. And I think a lot of them were just like, fuck it, winning doesn't matter, so why even play the game? But yeah, 23 players. So they weren't really playing the Florida State that went undefeated, you know what I mean? But yeah, it definitely sucked because it's like I get exactly what you're saying. It's like everybody's just going to be like Florida State, you talked all this shit and you were upset, but then you get smashed 63-3 or whatever it was, 61-3. And then people don't know that 23 players sat out. But then it's like, well, if you guys were that good, then why didn't you just show up and just destroy the dogs anyways?
No, I totally get if they were worried about
So
getting
I'm torn.
injured. If they were
Yeah.
worried about getting injured and it affecting their draft status,
Yep.
I totally get that.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's where like I like the idea of the playoffs. But then, the only games that matter are the 4 games. Bowl games don't matter at all anymore because, like, hey, if you're not playing in the playoffs, the seniors just or whoever's going to be drafted just opt out, and you're not really getting a good game anymore, So, and you end up with bullshit like 63-3 in the third quarter. Literally, there's the first football game I've really watched, and I don't know how long. And after the first quarter, we just started watching videos of Ellie on the Chromecast, and we just started refreshing to see how often Georgia was scoring. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the first time I really paid attention, and it sucks, man, because we're from Georgia, and Dustin and I love talking smack about the Bulldogs and all the people back home we know that are just obsessed with it. And we've always been able to say, well, your team's never actually won a true national championship. The only one they had in history was like a consensus national championship, which isn't even a real thing. It's just like everybody just kind of showed up and was like, oh, we think Georgia's the best team this year. Here you go, 40 years, 50 years ago. And then now they've had a few good runs, and Florida State's having a great year. And so Dustin and I are like, oh, okay, it's going to be wonderful to be able to talk shit about Florida State smacking Georgia. And then this happens. And it's like, well, now we can't do anything. So
I saw this great meme, I think yesterday. Someone put out, they're like, oh, after careful consideration, the college board has decided that Alabama is moving on to the championship game because they have 2 losses, and that's more than the 1 loss Michigan. And I just like, oh, that's hilarious.
yeah, man, it was purely political, right? Alabama, I don't know.
Well, their reasoning was that because Florida State was down to their third string quarterback, it wouldn't be as close or as competitive of a game, and that seems like you're just pulling reasons, like you're just searching for it.
Yeah. I felt like it was really horseshit. And that's like me even like trying to room myself as like a Florida State fan. They did that shit to Georgia, even though I loathe Georgia. I would rather Alabama win than Georgia. And I live it, I'm from Georgia and currently live in Huntsville, which is Alabama, but I'm not. I don't live in Alabama. I live in Huntsville, and you know, like that. Just it was so frustrating. Because imagine, man, you win 13 games, undefeated. Only one of 4 teams, I think, that were undefeated out of a power conference, right? And then you're basically told, sorry, you're shit out of luck. It doesn't matter. Like that would crush me. And honestly, I was kind of hoping Florida State just would like show up, do the coin toss, and then they just leave the stadium.
No,
I
there's too
felt
much money. Too much. They get paid too much money for being there.
I know, but man, it would have been hilarious. So, but I mean, that's practically what happened. 23 players decided not to play.
They still go on the
Basically
trip.
the same thing.
Yeah, they still went on the trip.
So I don't know. It was sad. And then it's like for Georgia, I mean, what good does that do them? They don't actually get to show how good they really are, against a 4th string Florida State. Although what it does tell me is Florida State's going to be horrendous probably next year, the year after. And then Georgia, hell, they're so deep in their talent. I mean, they're going to be set for a long time, which sucks. Because now I'm going to have to hear about all these Georgia fans being oh, Georgia's so good. I hate it so much. They're worse than Alabama fans, 100%. So what's the next sports happening, Justin? Is it handball? Is it
do you
handball
mean?
season happening?
No, it's hockey season, man.
That's right. I did see that the Havoc were coming back to the BBC. Is it still baseball season or is that over?
That's over.
I'm so out of sports. After playing it for so long, after playing football for so long, and then being like so dedicated to watching it, and then when I stopped, it was like, oh, less stress in my life, stressing over people. Stressing over 18, 19, 20-year-olds playing a game that really isn't consequential to my life. But man, Dustin and I, we'd stress out so damn bad. And in 2011, when they won that last one, Dustin and I have a picture, and we're just both it was whenever they beat Auburn, I believe it was, in that final touchdown, and they won. And Dustin and I were both like, there's a funny picture somewhere, and we're just in disbelief. Dustin's wearing like 3 Florida State jerseys stacked up. I'm looking like, I'm all disheveled and stressed out. Good times. And now I'm just trying to learn more about Godzilla and watch more Godzilla movies. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna go to sleep now.
I hear you. We'll talk to your wife about the board game weekend. Bring the kid.
I'm not putting.
Be excellent.
I'm not putting Gwen in the car for 11 hours.
Ship her via UPS.
Just poke some holes in the box.
Pretty sure, that's what they were doing on what's that website? Wayfair. Selling them cabinets with lost kids' names.
I don't know anything about that.
You should look into that. It's pretty creepy.
No, I don't think I want to.
So they were selling cabinets for like $15,000, and all of the names matched up to kids who were missing recently. Like, yeah, pretty creepo stuff. A little Epstein Island, you know what I mean? But yeah, board game weekend. I think that'd be good. We'll tear up Josh's shop, move all his stuff out of the way, bring the board game table, and there's only 4 spots, so Josh can play, and I guess everybody else will just have to watch. That comic book one, real quick though, I got it pulled up. Was that a Kickstarter?
Yeah, it was.
Well, son of a bitch, I am just, but you know what? I can't get.
So, if you should spend some time looking at board games on Kickstarter. You should, because there's some good stuff that's come from Kickstarter.
Look, I still buy, regardless of what people think, I still do buy comic books. I buy dumbass shit like this. Okay. I mean, I don't know if this is actually showing up at how I'm a big guy. Okay. I'm a big dude. And this thing is massive. Okay. So, but I buy stupid stuff like this, and then oh god, almost fell. And then the manga I'm buying. I'm still buying omnibuses. I got 2 or 3 showing up a month at Josh's. You know how expensive those are. Board games are ridiculous, like 50 to 80 bucks for good ones.
Oh yeah, for the fun ones.
Yeah. So I don't need to go down the Kickstarter rabbit. Although I did miss Jeff Smith put out a Thorn Kickstarter, and it hurts my heart I missed it. I'm really upset about it. Had like a really nice green hardcover. It was his collected strip of bone and stuff from his was it college days where he did it in the newspaper there? First time it ever been collected, and I missed it. Hurt my whole heart. So, all right. Well, enjoy your sleep.
Thanks.
It was good
Can't wait
seeing
to
you.
Can't wait to see what the Sports Center headlines are.
I hope you go try to lay down and your kids kick you in the nuts.
No, I'm not even. No, I'm.
You don't
smart
even go
enough
in there and at least like try.
No,
No snuggles.
no.
It was so funny, dude. Yeah, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. She was all snuggled up to me all night. She woke up at like 7 o'clock, poked her head up like a damn, what do you call them? Like a prairie dog. It was hilarious. Just her head popped straight up, looked at me dead in my face, and then like jumped as far away from me as she could into her mom's arms, and went back to bed. I'm like, what the hell? You was all snuggled up, and then you're just gonna run away. And then not too long ago, it was in the morning. I just see her in bed doing this. She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. It's like 7:30 o'clock. She's just doing this number, and then she reaches over top of my head, does this, and goes, "Daddy, you have a booger head now." I'm like, "What are we doing here?" She goes, "Well, you got a booger on your head now." I was like, "Why would you do that to me?" So she is a nut.
Oh, that's a video game. I want board games. I'm trying to find like a really cool board game right now that to make you look at it. But everything looks not.
I got
fun.
private school to pay for, Justin. And apparently I need to start saving for braces because Jesus Christ.
Nah, man, she loses those teeth.
That's what everybody keeps saying. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, her teeth are going to kind of grow back in that Bucky shape if we're not careful. So what I told her, I pulled up. Do you know what Bucky's is?
Yeah.
That big gas station. So I pulled up a picture of Bucky's. I was like, Ellie, you're going to look like this. And then she didn't get it. So then I pulled up like the really bad teeth, like thumb sucking teeth. And then she got all upset. I was like, I don't want my teeth to look like. I'm like, I know. That's why you got to stop sucking her tooth. Or your thumb, I mean. And then she got all upset because she's like, but sucking my thumb makes me feel safe.
Show me. Nah, I don't want to see strategy games.
Oh, you know what I've been playing a hell of a lot of? It's an RPG game, Mortal Kombat Onslaught.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good, dude. I got one of the flip phones, the foldables, and I like on the pooper. It's an awesome game.
I made the mistake of showing Gwen the Untitled Goose Game.
I've not seen that one.
You're a goose and you basically like just wreck a city, like a town. Like you just go and do like the most horrible stuff to people, like spraying them with hoses and like trapping them in garages and stuff like that. And like now Gwen is obsessed with it. She asks me every day if she's like, "Daddy, can we go downstairs and play the goose game?" And
So is it on a phone or what's it on?
I play it on Switch.
Oh, okay. It's only $9. I may have to check it out because we got Ellie Bluey on the Switch, but I don't know if she's really like. She played it for a while, but I don't think she really understands like the idea of a game and to kind of you do things, kind of go to the next step. But if I pull up checkers on my phone, she will sit and play checkers with me for hours,
Hmm.
which is very strange. But she loves it. Like we went to Mexican tonight. First thing we sat down, Daddy, can we play checkers? And so I unfolded my phone and pulled out checkers, and we sat there till the food got there playing checkers.
Okay,
Big
I
fan.
am for real going to sleep. Bye.
Okie dokie, Smokey. Take it easy.